I'm Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher 33, and my older videos I would talk about this channel being a channel dedicated to human potential. And that's ultimately what this channel is still about. It's dedicated to expressing a higher version of ourselves, a truer version of ourselves that wants to come through. And to do that, we gotta decondition. We gotta let go of a lot of bullshit that we've accumulated from our parents, from society, from our environment. A lot of beliefs that we think are the truth of who we are that are in fact limiting us. And many YouTubers, they talk about the concepts, these esoteric concepts, and they present themselves as masters of the concepts and have nice glossy presentation and claim to have been on the other side of it. And some of them, that may be true, and others might just be smoke and mirrors. But I find a lot of value of finding people in process, finding people who test ideas out and see how those ideas look in real time. So I'm going to share that with you right now as I'm working on manifesting some themes in my life. I'm working on using my creative spark, my imagination to bring something new into my world. And what I'm finding in this process is I'm getting some breadcrumbs, some little tidbits that are in alignment with what I'm wanting to manifest, but then familiar stories, familiar old patterns come back. And the tendency for most people, what we want to do when those old patterns come back, the natural feeling is you get discouraged. You say, this shit is just not working. I'm just the same old fucking person. And that's our old self. That's our ego that's learned to get by in the same way, wanting to feel safe. It's feeling threatened as you're trying to make change. And you can realize that on an intellectual level, but you haven't embodied the new thing yet. So that discouragement is really fucking loud. And so the tendency is to want to act from that place of discouragement, from that negative energy, to try to make things better. And all the great mystics say that's the last thing you want to do. That's trying to treat a symptom as opposed to treat the root cause of a disease. And the root cause of the disease is consciousness. It is the consciousness that we're living through that's manifesting some of these negative results. And we're trying to essentially change that consciousness. And it's an inside game. And we change that consciousness not through pretending the negative stuff doesn't exist, but I've found by honoring the discouragement, honoring the feelings that come with that, the fear, anger, the shame, the guilt, grief, come up with experiencing the negative circumstances, honoring that and not acting from that place, allowing to breathe into those feelings and let them go, let the stories go, then we're able to get back to a place of where we can find some stillness and then go back inside and imagine what we want. And it's this process of letting go of the negative feelings that come when our outer world gives us something that we don't want, and then going back to what we want. But you have to believe in it. You have to have faith. You have to have faith that what you're trying to bring into the world is actually going to happen through you. And you can't bullshit yourself into that. So, been doing a lot of inner work, a lot of meditation. The old me would go out there and act and try to force something to change. It never worked out. Just always got me more of the same. Even sometimes it would temporarily work out, but eventually the same fucking problems would just show up. So this time I'm doing something different. I'm getting still, going inside, letting those feelings pass, feeling them, and letting them go. Getting them out on a page, journaling, writing out the discouragement, writing out what I'm honestly feeling, and just getting it on the page. Sometimes I'll burn the page. Sometimes I'll throw it away. But just getting it out of me. And then what I find, I can go and say this, put my intention on what I want. And when I see what I want, and I start to see who I need to be the person who naturally is going to attract this desire, where that's just the byproduct of how I'm showing up in the world, I look at how that person shows up. And I look at how I'm showing up now. And everything I see that's congruent with that person, I give myself a little win for that. I give myself an acknowledgement. You see, most people, again, when we're looking for external validation, we're just trying to chase these dopamine hits. We're trying to get that from the outside world, and that gives us a little boost in our brain. The inner work is so much harder because you're doing the opposite of that. You're honoring a state of being and seeing yourself, and you're not getting that little brain boost like you do with external validation. But this is how the mystics do it. In the past, when I've been successful with things, this is how I've done it. A lot of times I wasn't really thinking about how I process, but there was just this state of where, I believed there was no resistance. And then the next thing you know, something happened. And this is all a process, again, when you're getting the opposite of what you want, when you're getting discouraged. It's a process of letting go. It's a process of recalibrating. It's a process of an older version of you wanting to stick around and feeling threatened because it can't stay for the things that you want to create, because you can't be the same. You have to be a different version to align. And so with that being said, I'm going to end this transmission. For those of you who needed to hear this, I'm grateful to be the vessel today. And all the best in intentional manifestation and becoming the version of you that lives up to your potential. I will see you on the other side. Be well.